Niko talks about when he will retire, shocking FISSURE Playground finale, and how M0NESY got scammed and lost his Steam account. Hello there friends, this is CST News Hub. Without further ado, let's get straight to it. I think we shall kick off this video with something wild. It turns out Valve came up with another way to mess with skin traders. And they didn't even announce it anywhere. Now, after a certain number of trades sent or received, you can get blocked from trading at all. You won't be able to see the trades you've sent or the offers you've received. The worst part is, no one really knows how many trades trigger this block, how long it lasts, or even how to remove it. Basically, Valve just dropped what might be a bug or a feature, and once again, traders are left hanging. And here's the kicker, because of these new rules applied the last week, Valve themselves have lost a massive chunk of money. Or have they? Anyways, the skins market has already dropped by around $600 million, which is crazy, and the number is still growing. There were already rumors that the Steam market bubble might burst soon, but nobody expected Valve's own policies to accelerate the crash like this. If any of you suffered from the recent crash, just let us know in the comments below, let's share. Although looks like Valve's new system is already working, because something crazy just happened. M0NESY got his account stolen, and in the most basic way possible, a trick that has been around for years. According to Ilya himself, he actually fell for a scam back in 2015-2016. You enter your login info while verifying for something, then mid-game you just get kicked out of your account. Your nickname and profile picture get changed and your skins are gone in a second. Luckily, M0NESY realized what happened right away, simply hit up Valve on Twitter and, well, can you imagine, they answered and got his account back before anything was stolen. But you know what guys, within the community there is a theory. So one of the content creators from Eastern Europe asked M0NESY in DMs, and he said it happened basically after playing on Warm-Up Server Network. You know, the website with death matches and all that? Is it a coincidence that it was recently set up for sale for $25 million? Can it be connected? Well, I can't tell, but I also cannot exclude it.
Hey guys, before we jump to the next news, let me just take a minute to tell you about our friends at ForceDrop. They're one of the oldest and most trusted case opening websites out there. These guys have been in the game for over 9 years. Whether you're into free cases, super cheap ones, or rare and risky drops, they've got it all. There are also tons of game modes to check out, battles, contracts, and my personal favorite, Upgrade, where you can turn a basic skin into a knife. They also run constant giveaways for those who deposit, with some seriously juicy prizes up for grabs. Plenty of deposit options too, including crypto. And if you use crypto, you will get an extra 3% bonus. And here's the best part, we've got an exclusive promo code for you, News Hub. Enter it on the site or just click the link in the pinned comment, and you will get a 40% bonus to your deposit, top-tier drops, and instant cash outs. That's what ForceDrop is about. Check it out and see for yourself.
Speaking of Falcons players, we have to mention a secret plan their sponsors seem to be rolling out. It looks like ESL is planning to shift its focus and funding as well from IM Katowice, which will basically become Krakow next, and IM Cologne to fully commit to EWC, the Esports World Cup. Although there's nothing really shocking here, because the Sheiks basically poured money into this tournament, then they bought themselves a tournament operator, and now they want that operator to prioritize their project over all others. So it's kinda logical, but that's also a monopoly, isn't it? Well, the real question is, how long before the Sheiks buy Valve too? More on the topic of Falcons, there have been rumors lately that Niko might retire after his contract with Falcons ends, regardless of whether he wins a major or not. This came from a Chinese streamer who claimed that Niko wants to focus on starting a family, especially since he got engaged back in 2023, but still hasn't had the wedding. Niko's contract runs until 2028, and while this information isn't fully confirmed, and many believe it was just a joke, as they say, there's no smoke without fire. And while Niko's retirement is still just a rumor, MAJ3R seems to be seriously considering it. In his latest vlog, he shared that he spent spent a week in Portugal, completely disconnected from social media, put his phone aside and just enjoying life. He said this retreat helped him fully relax and recharge before what he calls his final season. The organization hasn't commented on this statement yet, but it looks like this might be really the last season of the Turkish player's career. By the way, recently MAJ3R and several other players shared their thoughts on where Simple might end up once his contract with Navi expires, and opinions are split. So players from Aurora, MAJ3R, Jota and Wikadi are hoping to see Simple return to Navi. Meanwhile, some Latin American players like Insani, Tomajin and Kassan believe Sasha could join Liquid. And the most unexpected take came from Exit, who suggested that Simple might retire by playing for Bait or Monte. Guys, what do you think? Where will Simple go? Join FaZe after all, or back to Navi? And what's more importantly, can he reclaim his GOAT status? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Now, finally, let's move on to the playoffs of the first tournament of the new season. While there weren't many tier 1 teams here, the results will definitely surprise you. FISSURE Playground Playoffs. Here we go. So it all started with Tyloo still playing with their coach, taking down 3D Max. And joking, the coach outperformed nearly every 3D Max player, and the series ended with a clean 2-0, sending the French team home. Next up, Seoul faced Complexity in what turned out to be a much closer series. The match kicked off on Complexity's pick, Anubis. Just a quick note, the tournament was played on the old patch, so Anubis was still in the pool. Saw took the map, but then dropped their own pick, Inferno, and the decider nuke was where the real drama began. After winning the city side 8-4, Complexity failed to close it out, and they lost 8 rounds on their T side. The game went to double overtimes, where Seoul finally closed out the series. In the third quarterfinal, Astralis went up against Lin Vision. The Danes absolutely crushed the Chinese squad on Nuke. Yeah, the same Nuke where Lin Vision previously upset Falcons. Dust 2 was a lot closer, even going to overtimes, but Astralis needed just one of them to finish the job. Emilia couldn't deliver the same performance as earlier, which cost Lin Vision dearly. The last quarterfinal was Bad Boom against Gamer Legion. GL started strong and took Dust 2, which used to be a permanent ban for Ash's team previously. But after this surprise pick, they couldn't keep the momentum. BB just dominated on Ancient and on Mirage, winning the first halves on both maps with commanding 9-3 scores, and then just easily closing the series. Now to the semifinals, and the first match was Tyloo versus Saw. By this time, G had finally resolved his visa issues and joined the team, which spelled trouble for Saw. On Nuke, the Portuguese team was aiming for another win, just like they did against Complexity, and once again the match went to overtimes. Tyloo, though, responded by picking Inferno, where they edged out their opponents, tying the first half 6-6 and then winning the second half 7-4, earning their first ever grand final appearance. And not just for Tyloo themselves, but for the entire Chinese CS scene. The second semifinal was Astralis versus Bad Boom, and this one had a little drama of the server. Before the match, Hooksy asked the organizers to make Artfrost remove his cap, claiming that it prevented the headset from fitting properly and it could let him hear the crowd or caster calls. FISSURE, the organizers, refused to do it, but I have to say that Blast later confirmed on their socials that caps will be banned at their events, as per the rules. And, well, Artfrost after the match wasn't really happy about it. He called Hooksy an asshole. As for the match itself, it went smoothly for Astralis. Easy wins in the first halves on both maps, and then just closing things out. Device turned back the clock with a stellar 1.45 rating, and Astralis together with Hooksy advanced to their second consecutive LAN final. Last time for Astralis was at PGL Astana, so now Tyloo versus Astralis, a final nobody saw coming. I mean, not exactly what anyone expected from this tournament. For both teams it was a chance to prove themselves. For the Chinese one, it was an opportunity to claim their first ever Tier 1 event win, and for Astralis, a shot to prove they're still alive and capable of winning big. It all kicked off on Inferno, Tyloo's pick. The Chinese gang started strong, taking the first 4 rounds with confidence. Then, once Astralis got their economy rolling, they grabbed 6 rounds straight, closing the half in a tie. After the side switch, Astralis took control and won 4 straight rounds to pull ahead. Tyloo fought back with 3 rounds rounds of their own, but it wasn't enough, so the Danes secured the first map. Next came Nuke, the Astralis Ultimate. But, well, Tyloo completely dismantled the Danes on one of their best maps, a dominant 10-2 in the first half and an easy win 13-4. Series tied. My guys, Mirage was the real nail-biter. Astralis started with 3 rounds, Tyloo answered with 3 of their own, but the Danes edged out the half by a slim margin. After switching sides, Tyloo mounted a comeback. They won 3 rounds, but Astralis hit back with 5 straight. There was no room for mistakes, and Tyloo held their ground. They took 4 rounds and forced overtimes, where they simply outclassed Astralis, and they won the 3rd map. Map number 4, the possible decider, was Ancient. Tyloo started hot with 5 straight rounds. Then they traded blows with Astralis, edging the half slightly ahead. Next, they extended the lead to 10-5, but Astralis clawed back with 5 rounds of their own. So it was a tie, 10-10, and still Tyloo stayed sharp. They took 3 more crazy rounds and closed out the map and the series as well. Tyloo became the first Chinese team to ever win a Tier 1 LAN event. What's more, they're only the 2nd team in history where 6 players earned awards, with their coach, who played during the group stage and the first playoffs match, receiving recognition both as a coach and as a player. Jamyang was crowned the MVP of the event with a crazy 1.39 rating, an insane achievement considering he briefly left CS for Valorant just last November, before returning 4 months ago. This victory also shook up the Valve rankings. Astralis are now number 6, while Tyloo jumped to 7th, overtaking Aurora, Na'Vi and FaZe. The win wasn't just celebrated by the Chinese fans, even the Mongols, who carried the Asian scene on their backs for years, were hyped about as well. Jamyang also admitted the Mongols was the biggest source of inspiration for the team. As for Astralis, the loss stings, not gonna lie. They had an amazing tournament but fell short again. Here's a fun fact, guys. Since signing Hooksy, Astralis have only lost to teams with a dragon on their logo. But honestly, I think that Astralis is a lot to show us. I think we will see in the coming months. Ahead of us is IM Cologne, so stay sharp and stay tuned. So don't forget to drop a follow. And yeah, that's all for today, my friends. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and drop by in the comments below. And I'm not saying goodbye for a long time. See you soon.